Since the launch of Fortnite Battle Royale just 2 years ago, Epic Games has already committed over $100 million in tournament prizes. Needless to say, this amount of investment has allowed Fortnite to thrive as an esport. And when your game turns into an esport, then you're going to have a lot of top organizations wanting to enter the space. And over the duration of the past year, that is exactly what has happened. Now we see hundreds of kids from all walks of life having a thriving esports career. But I'll digress from that point because that's not specifically what I want to be talking to you guys about today. Instead, I want to shift my gears and focus on the top unsigned players in Chapter 2. You know what I'm talking about, those cracked players out there who seemingly just haven't been able to sign their name on a contract and officially represent an organization. But before the video begins, make sure to leave a like on this video if you are excited, and if you want to go one step further, you like this kind of content, you want to see more, make sure to hit that subscribe button. That's all I ask. And with that said, let's get right into the video. First and foremost, I want to get it out of the way right now. This list is specifically meant to talk about the top free agents that are actively looking to get signed to a team. I'm just airing that out right away because I know some of you guys are instantly going to hit the comment section, Hindog, why isn't Tifu, why isn't Ninja on this list? Well, I mean, the reason is they don't want to be on an org. They've been on orgs. Ninja's been on Luminosity and Tifu's been on FaZe, and they've both worked tirelessly to get out of those contracts, and they've been on the record to say that. So if they don't want to be on an organization, then we can't really put them on a list of top unsigned players because they aren't exactly looking to be signed. And one more thing before we hop into the video, I just want to make sure you guys know that when I was creating this list, I was thinking about things from an organization's perspective. This means that skill is only one of the few factors that I was really looking at when I was thinking about top free agents. Because orgs, they also care about how much content a player is willing to produce, specifically if they're willing to take the initiative to make content on their own before getting signed to an org. With that said, let's just get into number 6, Stable Ronaldo. Now guys, I was going to make this list 5 people because top 5 lists and YouTube go hand in hand, but I thought this would be a good honorable mention. Oh, and just by the way, this Ronaldo isn't the one that cheated in the World Cup. He's clean. If you guys don't already know who Ronaldo is, then guys, you're missing out on something. First off, it goes without saying that this guy is pretty good at the game since he won FNCS squads. But guys, even if we were to disregard the fact that he won FNCS squads, he is also a very hilarious person in general. Take a look at this video that FaZe2A posted on Twitter, and it'll give you kind of an idea of how explosive his personality is. Getting about 150,000 views in only a couple of days. He's also been hanging around Clicks, Benji Fishy, and a lot of other big pros that you really do want to line yourself up with when you're talking about trying to advance yourself from a career perspective. And no, I don't advocate clout chasing, but that's obviously not what this guy is doing. He's genuinely friends with a lot of big people, and you know, if you know people, that gets you further in life. The reason why I put Ronaldo as an honorable mention here is because I see potential in him. If Ronaldo quit playing games, started uploading to YouTube consistently, and really got his live stream popping, I'm sure that his personality would do the rest. And as a result, his value to organizations would similarly blow up. So Ronaldo, hopefully you take this advice because I think you would be much higher on this list if you really started to get serious about content creation. Alrighty guys, let's move on to number 5 now. We're gonna have to go all the way to the NA region because now we're gonna be taking a look at Rehx. Now, most of you guys probably don't know who Rehx is because he doesn't play in the main regions of NA East or EU. Regardless, he's working with what he's got, and let me tell you guys, he's absolutely crushing it. And I live in NA West, so I keep up with the region, and I'm very confident with this pick. The story with Rehx really goes all the way back to FNCS Trios when he paired up with Liquid Scented and NRG Edgy to basically win every Trios tournament. Okay, you guys might think I'm exaggerating a little bit, but trust me, I'm not. For all of those tournaments that went down for Trios, Rex's squad literally got first place more than they didn't. If that's not enough to put someone on a list like this, then I don't really know what is. Let's also not forget that Scented, Edgy, and Rehx ended up picking up Epic Whale, who also plays for NRG, for FNCS squads. And together the squad banked a 3rd place finish for the FNCS squads finals event. All of these top tournament results really do favor Rehx in the sense that when orgs go to scout, they obviously look at previous placements, and he has it all. He has the entire world on his plate. And one other thing that I think is worth mentioning is the fact that there isn't that many pro players that are signed to get under tier 1 contracts in NA West. You got a couple Liquid players, a couple NRG players, 100 Thieves players, maybe TSM Myth, who does play for TSM of course, but there really isn't that many in comparison to NA East or EU. So the fact that a bunch of these signed pros are jumping at the opportunity to play with Rehx, who isn't signed, that really tells me that they understand that Rehx is at the caliber of which a pro team is looking for. Good looks, Rehx. Keep doing your thing, and I'm sure you're bound for greatness. But with that said, we'll move along to number 4 now with my boy, the World Cup winner, Nyhrox. Now, honestly, for this one, guys, I'm just kind of confused at why he hasn't been signed to an org yet. This guy won one of the largest events in all of esports history, and it just seems like organizations are not giving him enough credit. Either that, or he's just incredibly picky, waiting for the right offer to come by. But I'm telling you guys this, guys, playing chicken with different orgs can be a game of catch-22. Because even though, yes, Nyhrox is still getting some pretty good placements in the recent Fortnite tournaments, you do have to wonder whether that extra hype from the World Cup is beginning to fade or not. Regardless, there's not really much else to say about Nyhrox. He does stream on Twitch to around 80,000 followers, maybe once or twice a week, so not super consistent. That could be bumped up a little bit, but other than that, he's a pretty solid player all around. And I think Nyhrox's free agency situation is pretty much an open book due to the fact that Nyhrox won the World Cup, and that's really where a lot of his leverage is coming from. So I'm among the belief that it's just a matter of time until we see Nyhrox on an organization. And to anyone that's inevitably going down to the comment section right now saying, hey, why isn't Nyhrox first place because he literally won the biggest tournament ever? Like I said, you have to factor everything: the stream, the content, the personality, and then the skill. Also, it's been like 7 months since World Cup finals, and Nyhrox still hasn't found a place to call home, which is leading me to believe that maybe organizations are seeing something that's making them apprehensive that you or I just don't see to the naked eye. So that's just my rationale at putting him here. Regardless, he's a solid pickup to any organization that wants him. Maybe not a top pick, but regardless, we're going to move on this list now to number 3. Now at number 3, you guys probably expected this person to be at least somewhere on this list, so let's get right into Khanada. Now many of you guys know Khanada as Tfu's ex-teammate, but Khanada is really a lot more than just that. Although it was Khanada's 7th place finish in FNCS squads with Tfu and Cloaksy that propelled him into the spotlight, I also would say that there is more than meets the naked eye. Now personally, there's no doubt in my mind that Khanada is a top player in NA East, but what sets him apart from everybody else is the fact that he's willing to take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Guys, Khanada is a real grinder, and he's streaming on Twitch all the time, really trying to build this one blip of spotlight into an actual career that'll last him his entire life. And not many people have that kind of dedication, so kudos to you, Khanada. Organizations love recruiting well-rounded players, someone that's not only mechanically gifted on the battlefield, but also has the work ethic to grind and display his personality to thousands of live viewers on Twitch. And I see that more so in Khanada than I do in Nyhrox. And the numbers don't lie, guys. Khanada's grind is paying off because he has almost double the amount of followers as Nyhrox, even though Nyhrox should in theory be more relevant than Khanada. So I personally think that Khanada is doing everything right here. He just has to keep it up, and eventually a top org is going to give him what he wants, and he's going to get that recognition. Keep grinding, my friend. Making our way up to number 2 on this list, we have none other than Mitro. Now this guy has to be undoubtedly the best free agent in all of Europe. I mean, the name recognition on its own is worth it to organizations. Remember the Benji Fishy Mitro Mongrel trio that stomped all of Europe for multiple months? Because I do. Oh, and also remember when Mitro left Atlantis because he wanted to look for greener pasture? Because I do. It's quite clear to me that Mitro is taking his time before making some big plays, and I'm really excited to see what he does. Any organization should be considered lucky to be able to secure Mitro, not only because Mitro is a top competitive player in the region, but he also has his content creation going for him. With over 250,000 Twitch followers, this guy streams all the time and has thousands of live viewers ready to watch and ready to support whatever organization he joins. If Mitro wasn't prepared to make some big moves, then he wouldn't have left Atlantis in the first place. I, for one, am really ready to see where he ends up going, and it's only a matter of time until we see him get the contract that he's looking for. And finally, what you guys have all been waiting for, number 1 on this list is, drumroll please, UnknownArmy. I feel like putting anybody else at number 1 on this list would be effectively robbing UnknownArmy of all the hard work he's done in 2019. The controlless scrimma is really hitting it big, and his grind is really starting to pay off. And let me tell you guys, this is one of the biggest Cinderella stories I've seen in all of Fortnite history. Everyone and their mothers try to find an excuse as to why UnknownArmy isn't deserving of all of his accomplishments. He gets first place in a cash cup. Oh, that's because of L2 and W keying. Well, the very next cash cup he goes and gets a 5th place finish on keyboard and mouse. In every single instance, I feel like UnknownArmy can shut up the haters due to his raw skill and mechanical ability. And all this hard work and dedication is really coming to fruition as UnknownArmy just took home first place in the FNCS squad event. And despite how young his streaming career is, he already has almost 200,000 followers on Twitch and over 100,000 on YouTube. And when we talk about free agency, nobody gets brought up more than UnknownArmy. Matching his seemingly unparalleled skill with a live stream that's quite entertaining, if I'm being completely honest, is going to turn him into a superstar in no time. Now the real question is, what organization is going to pay UnknownArmy what he's rightfully worth and turn him into the mega superstar that I know he's going to become? And there you guys have it, the top unsigned free agents in all of Fortnite. Do you guys agree, disagree with my list? Let me know any and all thoughts in the comments down below. And I'm going to say it one more time, make sure to like this video if you did enjoy, and if you want to see more content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really gives me so much motivation, so just do it. It only takes a second and it makes me so very happy. With that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.